Indie intros! Hello everyone, and welcome back to Zen911's Indie Intros. I have special guests with me today. It's MacAttack from PxlGrease, so I hope you enjoy kind of what we're going to be doing for you today. We're going to be taking a look at Besiege, which is a new indie game that I have found on Steam, and I really like it. Spiderling Studios makes the game, and I think Mac has enjoyed watching me play it, and so she wanted to kind of tag along here and give some input and some feedback as well on the game. So when you load the game, you see this world. This is kind of the stage select screen. You can pick what continent you want to start on. Currently, I think there's only one that's available, and that's this Epsilon continent. So you choose that continent, and it takes you into the game itself. Here's the big island. There's all these different boards on it. Now, when you start this for the first time, all of these boards are not available. You can only choose the first one. So we'll start there.
The death machine. Yes.
Here's one of my favorite machines. But before we overload you with this machine, well, actually, let's just let them take a look at what we can do here. This is one of the cool machines that you can play in the game if you build it right. And this is one that we kind of constructed earlier. The game does let you save and load machines, so let's see if we can get this thing working.
Sends anything to its fiery grave.
I wonder how I'm going to hit that house, though, with this thing.
You better back up. Definitely.
Back that thing up. All right, here we go. Booyah! Booyah!
Nailed it.
That was awesome. All right, so let's start over. Let's just show them kind of how we start the game. So if you clear out the machine, let me clear the machine I've got so you can see how you start. Destroy. You start with this one little block. And you use this block to, it's kind of like the starting point of your machine. And you can build things on it, right? For instance, you can build a cool little 6-wheeler, which is what I'm going to do now. Yeah. Put some wheels on the bottom of it.
It's like a miniature semi.
This reminds me of like a remote control car that was out when I was a kid. I don't even remember what it was called, but it had 3 wheels on each side, and it would flip over, and it was really cool. This one won't flip, but whatever.
Hey, maybe if you like put some wheels on the top of it, it could.
It could flip over. That's a great idea. It's happening right now. Oh yes, my friends. It went from a 3-wheeler, from a 6-wheeler to a 12-wheeler. And if I can figure out how to turn it over, I could put different weapons on the top of it. All right, so basically you're going to build your machine using these blocks. Let's go back here so you can see what we're doing. You got these wooden blocks that you can put on. They serve kind of as the frame of your machine. And then on those wooden blocks, you can put bunches of other different blocks, right? You've got hinge blocks and swivel joints and real complex things. You've also got all these mechanical blocks that you can build with these wheels and all the different, whether they're motored or they're not powered. You've got these cogs that you can power or not power. And you have all these different things. So the game really it's really a sandbox game that gives you all kinds of different options. If you're like me, about 80% of the time what you think is going to happen doesn't happen. So then you got to go back to the drawing board and build things differently. And you start learning kind of how the game works. Like right now, I know that this side thing here, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to brace that. So it'll blow right off of there. I tried to get Mac to come over here and build a machine, but you know.
There's no way. Just no way. My brain doesn't work quite like this game
Undo.
intends for your brain to work. I'm really more of a simmer, you know, simple games. But I do really enjoy watching Zen play these games. I like watching other people do these more complex games because I really, really think they're fun to just see what everybody else can come up with.
I agree. Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. I think this is going to be one of those games where we're going to be watching people play this game for years, right? Coming up with different ways to do the same thing because there's not really a right way. This thing's turning out to be pretty badass. There's not really a right way to do things. There's just different ways to do it.
He attempted to make a catapult with like springs and swivel joints, and it was pretty interesting to see, but it was cool.
I think I've got this thing braced enough, maybe too much. So the braces just kind of help your machine from falling apart. The downside to them is it makes your machine very brittle. So who knows what's going to happen. So when you're done building, the next step that I do, and I had to kind of do some research to find this out, the game puts this wrench tool in your toolbar, and it's a key mapper. And the key mapper is great because it actually lets you map keys for different blocks. And no, I don't mean every single wheel. I mean every wheel individually you can map a different key to. So what's going to be interesting is when this thing rolls over, the keys are going to be different.
They're going to be backwards.
Yes. This is the kind of stuff that I think is awesome about this game. I get so excited when I talk about just the possibilities of this game because it makes you think. You'll spend an hour building a machine before you ever even try it. And then 5 minutes in, the thing is broken and you don't know what you're doing. So you have to go back and build it again. So that's really cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set these wheels up to be 7 and 1 on the bottom side. That's my number pad that I'm using. That way I know the left side controls the left wheels. But then if this thing flips over, I want these wheels to be opposite. So I want reverse to be 7 and forward to be 1, I think. And I'm going to go on the other side, and these are my right wheels. So I'm going to make these 8 and 2 on my number pad. And then 2, 8. Yeah. I think that's right.
That looks good to me.
Do I have your approval?
Yes.
All right. So now we've got this badass 12-wheeler with spikes on it and cannons.
The cannons are my favorite.
The cannons are like hidden, sort of. You know what'd be awesome is if you make the cannons like pop up. You could probably do that with like pistons or something.
Probably.
But anyway, so once you're done building your machine and you think it's ready for battle, you click off a wrench here so we don't have that anymore. And then you click on this V with underlined. I don't know if V is a shortcut. No. You click on this V key and V will set it on the ground, right? So now it's on the ground. It looks like it's going to roll okay. And then once we're ready for battle, we press space and it kind of unfreezes the world and lets you do your thing. Ooh, it looks very unstable. Looks... This thing looks cool though. So as you can see, when I press wrong side. When I press wheels one way, I got some wheels that are going backwards and some wheels that are going forward. Same thing on this side. All right, so let's go up here and try to kill this house. I'm gonna try to shoot it with my cannons. C is the default key for cannons, and I didn't change that, so this should work. Yeah. Hey, look, and it stayed together. Sweet. Can I roll it over? Be awesome if I
You have
could.
something hanging off under there. Kill the sheep.
I'm gonna try to roll on this block and make it. Oh, oh,
Dang.
oh. Yes.
Woohoo. Awesome.
All right, so now let's go backwards. And I'm still rolling. Look, it actually worked out pretty good. So, would I lose a spike? Yeah, I lost one of my spikes. That's okay. Hey, I think that's a pretty cool machine, though. So, obviously that wasn't very challenging. The zones get harder as you step through them. But fortunately, it lets you save machines. And sometimes you have to build whole new machines just to serve one zone, right? Just to serve one purpose. And the game lets you save and load. So I'm actually going to save this machine because I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to call it 12-wheeler.
Little flipper.
Little flipper, even better. Little flipper. And I make sure it's save and not load because I've done that before and that sucks. And then click on this. And now if we go to load machine, we should see it. There it is. Little flipper. These are the other machines that I've made. Let's give you a look at one of those. Let's start with the Truckapult. We'll start with a basic one first. Here it is.
With the magnificent catapult.
Yes. This catapult took some time, but I'm pretty proud of it, actually. Basically, I put some cogs in here, and one cog turns the other one. Let me get off of this thing. Alright, so one cog turns the other one, and with it turning the other cog, it actually turns this arm, which throws this mine at the target, which is pretty cool. And then I have, of course, the wheels, and I built a pretty sturdy frame for it, too. So, yeah. So, let's see what this thing can do. So, let's press...
You should explain what the arrows do that are on the screen.
Oh, the arrows. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so the arrows control... Well, this is the translate machine, and what that means... No, it's not going to write it in Japanese or anything weird like that. It's actually going to move the machine around the board. So, for instance, if you're kind of limited to this box. You can only build inside the box on a normal board. So if my machine were too close, right now it's right on the ground. If I wanted to raise the machine up to put something under it, I'd click on this arrow and I can drag the machine up in the air. Right? And then I could build a block, probably have a block, maybe a half a block under those that I could use. This is very handy when you start building a machine and it's taller than you thought it was going to be, or it's wider or something else. It'll also let you move it left and right, and of course forward and back. It's pretty handy. All right, so let's see here. Let's take a look at what this machine can do. So we're going to start everything. I'm going to turn it a little bit, and then Q will control my wheel. That's the key I have it mapped to, and E will make it go backwards. So I'm just going to throw this forward. Booyah! So, all right. And now, this is a good one to show off my little escape goat that I made. So here's the escape goat, and it's just like a little motorcycle. It's all armored up because I was getting shot at when I made it. But in this one, see, your objective changes from board to board. In this one, it's just to get to this spot on the ground. So there's a lot of these mines, and these are really bad for your machine. So I chose a smaller machine for this board so that I can navigate through them. If you touch a mine, you die. If you touch a sheep, you do not.
They die.
Raw. All right. Piece of cake. And finally, the moment Mac's been waiting on.
The destroyer.
Yes, something cooler. All right.
I so would have named it the destroyer.
It's cooler than destroyer, though. It's something cooler.
Actually, it's something hotter, considering it's got a mine and blowtorches all over it.
True.
I don't think there's anything cool about it.
This is the same thing is the truck catapult with some improvements, right? So I have a cog on the other side now, which makes it throw this better and more accurate. I have a longer arm so that it will actually throw a longer distance. I also have here, I have these suspension pieces, and the suspension pieces let the arm, when it goes backwards, rest. It kind of cradles the mine instead of letting it roll off the back, which has happened before.
And then it blows everything up.
Yeah, it's really tragic when that happens. All the little workers die that you can't see. Wonder how this thing operates. Yeah, anyway. Foolish things to think about. All right. And then we've got all these flamethrowers. And all the flamethrowers are mapped to the same key. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the saw blades.
And the hidden spike there.
And the saw blades. Oh, those are nasty. So yeah, this thing is pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to press spacebar. And we're going to back up a little bit because this thing gets more distance on it. And I'm going to press Q to throw. Booyah! I'm going to destroy that stuff. And I'm going to wait on this fire to die because that's devastating to my all-wooden machine. Oh, look at that guy. Help me, help me, help me, help me. Don't worry, little buddy. I'll help you.
With some saw blades.
Yeah.
Just grab onto this. I'll help you up.
And then I'm going to get close to this windmill. And
Like
I'm
a
gonna torch
lawnmower.
this sucker. Come on now. There we go. Oh. Don't mind me, windmill. Just cruising up here to see how you doing. Oh yeah.
Fire!
Booyah! And down goes the windmill. Hopefully. Kill that windmill. Yay! So yeah, that's the game. I mean, it's really pretty much it's one of those things that's very simple concept, but the developers have made this game so open-ended that you can do anything that you want to in the game as long as you can construct it. If you can think it and build it with the blocks that are in front of you, I think the game gives it a really good chance to actually work, which is pretty surprising. And then with all the different key mappings that you have in the game, it's incredible. I really like it. I've lost countless hours of this game already, and I can foresee a time when for a year or so, probably in the future after this game releases, we're going to be looking at YouTube videos, maybe even longer. We're going to be looking at YouTube videos of people doing crazy things that are just incredible. There's already some on Steam now that are pretty impressive, but once this game gets fully released, it's going to be impressive. So what I want to do now is I'm going to show you this board, and then we're going to close out. I want to make sure that I mention that, again, this game is available on Steam. I'll put a link on our YouTube video so that you can download it if you're interested in it. I suggest getting it now because you can get in as early access, and you can help out the community and the developers of the game build this.
Plus, you get it for a lot cheaper than you would if you wait till it comes out fully.
Yeah, I mean, this game, it's ridiculous. I got this game for like $8 or $9, and that's a great price for a game that's this awesome. Definitely. I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of time on this, and it's definitely got 2 big thumbs up for me. So, let this thing go here. Oh my God!
Is that your mind?
There's things dying! Ah!
You got it, though. You set everybody on fire because the flamethrowers are still shooting. And then there's that one rogue saw blade over there. That just...
And then there's that... Oh, did you see... That thing just hit the ground. Like, it was up in the air for like an hour. This game is so fun. Go buy it. Go buy it now.
right now.
Yes.
No.
Like, what are you doing? Go buy it.
Right now. Get off the video and go buy it.
So thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. I'm Zen911.
I'm MacAttack.
And this is PxlGrease's Indie Intros.